What's up, family? Welcome back to an Invicta lifestyle. So today, your favorite nephew is going to give his 2 cents on these timepieces. What we got here, Russian diver. What we're not going to do is get into the history of the Russian diver. So I like information, man. I'm not going to call myself a history buff, but I do like knowing, where did they get the idea from, where they derive from. So I really don't want to get into that. If somebody want to talk about it, y'all can talk about it among yourselves in the comments, but I'm not even touching it, okay? But other than that, I really want to talk about these pieces and what they mean. So if you're looking into jump into a large dial, I would say this is a great price point to jump into for you collectors that have like they have bridge movement in Russian divers. Those are great, but for the price point and the sheer mass of these watches, I think they're a really nice buy, because this one cost me about $79 on Evine value pay. I get you a close look. I know you Seahawk fans will probably like this watch. Yeah, look at that. Now, I will tell you guys, honestly, when I first looked at this watch, and which was the gold and black one, I loved the case, how round it is, how simple it looked, but it still had made a statement. The aesthetics on this is great to me. I just didn't like the chain. I wasn't into the chain. I thought that was like goofy. So tell you a story. I'm watching Evine. This was 4 years ago, and my wife, I don't think she was in the room with me. She may have just been getting off work, and before she came in there, I said, that watch is nice, but that chain got to go. That chain is terrible. I can't fool with that. And she didn't hear me say that, so her being who she is, she went and purchased it, man. She bought me the watch, and I guess, 7 or 8 days later, I have a Russian diver. Now, I got to tell you guys, when this, I'll unscrew that for you. That canister style, look at that. Now, guys, like when you unscrewing this, if you guys don't have a Russian diver, if you're thinking about getting one of these, don't worry about when you screw it on or screw it off. You see how that chain comes around? It spins. It's a mechanism that spins with it, so it kind of keep the chain in place, keep it from tangling as you spin it. So don't worry about that. And it served me well. This thing lasted, like I said, I wore this on the cruise last year. Battery died, I guess, in transit. It was working before I left, so I guess it died. It gave up the ghost, man. But continuing the story with this, I didn't like the chain, but when I saw it, it immediately reminded me of my grandpa. He owned a pocket watch, and as you can see, huge dial, that chain. I said, that's a great feature. It's pretty nice. So I kept it. I wasn't going to take it back. No way. Anytime my wife buy me a watch, I'm not sending nothing back unless she tell me I have to. Sorry, I'm just a little distracted. I know my son will be home shortly. Now, keep in mind, guys, another reason why I like this watch, because if you watch my shows and just see, I love Flame Fusion Crystal because scratch proof, impact proof. Not to say that something may shatter this, but just everyday use, those things are tanks. Which brings me to this bad boy. This is the only one that has a different Swiss movement in it. And all three, 5 jewel Swiss movement. This one is the, let's see, the 762. And these two are the 513. Now, I looked at a few reviews. I didn't go in depth in this on the reviews on what people thought about the inner workings. But the 513 got the worst rating of the 3. So this one being, they say this one's more accurate. I haven't had a problem with either one of these. This one is still, I've had this one, the blue and green. I've had this one for 2 years now. This one going on 4.5. This one is going on a year. I like this one because of its combat edition. And then you can see on the back of it, I'll give you that right there, specialty. Now, I know that I do know part of the history of this watch. The only thing I will say with reference is the fact that it was created by Invicta in 1959. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, as far as wear, here, I'll let you see what it looked like on the wrist. Oh, speaking of which, wrist check. Pro Diver, 47 millimeter. It's a Dragon. Go ahead and take that off. And I was born in 77, so that's one of the years of the Dragon. So that's the reason why I bought this piece. And it's an automatic. We'll cover that another day. I'll let you see what this Combat Edition look like on my wrist. Hey man, I give it to the designers, man. I give it to AL for even doing combat. Listen, for those of you guys don't know, I'm prior service. I'm retired from the Army. And anytime you go ahead and throw on anything camouflaged or Combat Edition, I'm sold. So that's what it looked like on the wrist. You see how full that is? My wrist is 7.5 inches. Now, I'll tell you what, I've went swimming in all three. No problems whatsoever. So now when I give it a 99.9%, man, because it's awesome watching. Just look at the bold design on it, man. Fashionable. Ooh, it's fancy. Fingerprints. Kick life. Y'all know about that. Hey, guys. If you're looking to get into a nice watch for a decent price, big face. So new collectors and old collectors, if you don't have this in your collection, you need to get it, man. You need to get it. And I want you to look at that. You see that? Like a bit finger. Once those keepers are over it. And how many people have had the, the keepers, you slide it, let's say you slide it all the way down, and those other watches, they flap out. I hate that. Don't do it with that one. That thing goes around the couture of your arm. Got to put this back on. So, you guys tell me what you think about those pieces right there, man. I'll give them a, it's not for everybody. I know some people like more details and stuff like that, and it's not a lot to this watch. It's a simple piece, but as far as the price is concerned, you can't beat it. You can't beat it, especially if you just want the word Swiss in the watch. You don't care what Ronda movement or whatever. If you just like, hey, it's Swiss timing. Swiss parts in there, man. So you have a quality piece for a decent price. That gold and black one, which, I mean, I couldn't tell you what my wife paid for it. I'm pretty sure it was around $100. And my wife not paying a whole bunch for my Invictus. Well, she has before, but she's a bargain shopper. But for the price point, those are very nice. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Now, until next Wednesday, which I'm actually taking about a week and a half off, guys. So you'll see me again Saturday. You'll see another video Saturday, and we'll be just covering tips on the trip. Itinerary is not up for the cruise yet. So what I do know is that Thursday, you guys stay tuned. That Thursday night, there's supposed to be a kickoff party. Before the cruise sets off, we doing something in Miami. Don't know what it is yet. Miss Kendi let us know that, hey, we're doing something live down there in Miami. So hope to see a lot of my family members down there. Hey, and two, guys, keep in mind, all of us can collect. All of us can talk about our watches and be proud of what we purchased, man. But when I say at the end of these shows, take care of each other and be blessed, that goes a long way, man. Because the one thing that, as you review and look at these watches, the biggest thing people miss, some people, I'm not going to say everybody, shout out to Vic, man, and John, man. Hey, y'all guys don't know that me and John and Vic, we don't need, like when they showing their little shows on Evine, but we're talking on Instagram. Trust and believe, we're talking on Instagram. And this is what I love, man. This is what I enjoy. This is doing more than just gracing my wrist. This is doing more than just telling time for me. This is building a relationship between people. They're in different walks of life. You got one man in Georgia. You got another man in New York. You got people in Florida. You got somebody all the way in Connecticut. And as far as California, we're all talking. We even got one that's about to go to Las Vegas, man. And I wish you great endeavors, Mr. Rico. But yeah, guys, don't miss your opportunity to create something special with these watches. It's more than just looking good, man. I'm telling you. So until I talk to you guys again, which will be Saturday, you guys be blessed, man. Be a blessing to somebody else, man. And be safe out there, man. Keep collecting. Hope you come with something nice, man, day one of the cruise. Until then, I'll see you guys later.